So yesterday I posted a video about the drone strike that killed the second most powerful man in Iran, Qasem Soleimani. I referred to Iranians shouting death to America because most of us have seen videos of Iranians shouting death to America. I then got some comments and messages from Iranians who wanted to point out that they don't hate America. Let's read a few. We Iranians are very happy for getting rid of Soleimani. He was behind killing many Iranian protesters in November. Most Iranians were congratulating each other today. People of Iran, at least 70 to 80%, are pro-West. We are celebrating in Iran and abroad his departure to hell. Iranians are not shouting death to America. In Iran, there are over 80 million people, and in the anti-America protests, there are only about 5,000 people. Every Iranian I know are happy after killing of this criminal. We have been waiting for this moment for over 40 years. Some Iranians were even partying today. And free Persia from Islam. And here's an email I got. Dear Dr. David Wood, I am a Christian Iranian refugee in Turkey. My husband is a pastor, and we are working with an Iranian ministry which is in the UK. I gave my heart to Jesus because of your amazing video clips on YouTube. I am watching many apologetics videos every day, and I feel I belong to the vast family of apologists in the world. I just watched your video on Iran. I wanted to say we Iranians don't say death to America. We who are the common people of Iran have no problem with the world. Those who shout this slogan are only the government's people whom this regime take to streets, and because they have all the means, they can show the world whatever they want. Nobody wants this regime in Iran. Just if you look at the news, the government killed almost 1,000 people on the streets during 2 days, nearly a month ago, because they were protesting against it. There are women with long jail sentences just because they protested against the hijab. Iranians are happy because of that general's death. I know that nobody likes Iranians in the world, but please believe me, we are separate from our government. Please pray for us to be freed one day. Best regards, name censored for security reasons. All right, just to clarify for future reference, when we're talking about how much Saudi Arabia sucks, we're not talking about every person in Saudi Arabia. We're talking about the establishment, the legal system, the leaders, the people who keep the leaders in power, and so on. When we're talking about how much Pakistan sucks, we're not talking about everyone in Pakistan. There are plenty of nice people in Pakistan. There are lots of Christians in Pakistan. Pakistan is an Islamic hellhole because there are people who keep it that way. Iran is another Islamic hellhole, and there are people who keep it that way. When we're talking about how much Iran sucks, we're talking about the establishment, the people in power, and the people who support them, including the people screaming, "Death to America." For you Iranians who are saying, but we're not all like that, we know you're not all like that. We've watched the videos of women being harassed for not wearing the hijab. We followed the news about protesters being killed in November and December. We know that lots of the protesters despise the Ayatollah and love the West. In fact, one of the things that protesters did was tear down anti-American billboards. According to some reports, the underground church in Iran is the fastest growing church in the world. That's why there's such a government backlash against anyone suspected of evangelism. What the government doesn't realize is that your Ayatollahs have been some of the greatest evangelists in history. By showing people the true spirit of Islam, they drive people towards Christianity. Many of us have seen pictures of Iran before the 1979 revolution. We know how colorful Iran was before the Ayatollah took over. I have several friends who left Iran after the revolution. So we know you're there, we know you're oppressed. We know you despise your leaders even more than we despise your leaders. But we're going to continue exposing Iran as the Islamic hellhole that it is. We're going to continue exposing your leaders and the people who keep them in power. Just know that when we ridicule Iran, We're talking about the establishment, not the Iranians who oppose the establishment. I, for one, look forward to your next revolution. My hope is that so many Iranians will rise up against hypocritical religious leaders and their supporters that your current leaders ultimately realize that it's pointless to fight and they just step aside. I don't think it will happen that way, but I would love to see as little bloodshed as possible. And once your ayatollahs are gone and the people of Iran are free, I will gladly come there for a visit. Iran has some awesome sites I would love to explore. See you then.